Tsars running off. Japan strikes down Russia. Some pictures of them fighting. More pictures of them fighting. Another political cartoon where you have, who's this? Who's this? Britain. The Anglo-Japanese Alliance. Yes, all right. It says right here. And who's this? Nope.
Italy.
Nope. Who was lending money to Russia at that time?
Germany.
France.
Oh, France.
Yeah, France was lending money to Russia at that time. Yeah, and they were friends. So the French were actually hanging on. They were kind of in the picture, but really not in the picture as well. They fought, and the result was here you have France consoling Russia, and like we studied in the first unit, France started lending money to Russia to make sure they still are on top of things. Meanwhile, you have England and Japan walking off, right? They're both really bloody. Who was bloodier?
Russia.
Russia's bloodier? Really?
Look at Russia's mouth.
Oh, he's got a bloody nose too.
Oh.
Who won?
No
one really. No, according to this, who won? Japan. Japanese. I don't know what that means, but the state Japanese. I think it means this. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I guess they won. But here you have a situation. But the thing is, who drew this? France, right? Are you gonna badmouth your ally? No. In reality, it was pretty much Japan who beat Russia, and you have Teddy Roosevelt saying, "Let's have peace," and they have peace. So the effects of the Russo-Japanese War. The effects of the Russo-Japanese War. It led to Japanese nationalism, expansionism. Right, Japan said basically had success, and just like we said before regarding self-efficacy, Japan with success, you breed more success, and you want to just keep doing the same thing that you've been doing before. Expansionism, modernization, military, just very aggressive foreign politics. This is the way to go. At the same time, the first Russian Revolution in 1905 happens, where the Russian government is shaken but not toppled. When does the Russian government fall?
1917.
Bolshevik, 1905.
1917, the Bolshevik Revolution. 1917, where the Tsar's government actually falls. Treaty of Portsmouth happens, and Japan lays down reparations, just like any other country does. When you fight a war, you win, you make the opponent pay reparations. So Japan tried to make Russia pay reparations, but Russia says, no, we're not paying. We lost to you, but we're not going to pay you reparations. And Japan had no ways to enforce this. So it's like, okay. But at the same time, it was really, Japan really didn't, it really showed a lack of respect, I guess. Well, first of all, you're not going to pay if you don't have to pay. Right? On the other hand, the Japanese saw that as, hey, we beat you. You should be paying us, because whenever you fight a war, you always impose reparations, just like in World War. Just like in World War I. It hasn't happened at that time, but just like in World War I, you beat Germany, Germany's got to pay. Oh, this picture, Japan, the empire, basically empire in Asia. You have Japan in Asia, and you look at the background, it's yellow because it's implying the whole idea, the idea of the yellow fever, the fear of the yellow plague was quite popular at that time. Here you have Japan starting to spread their influence in the Far Eastern Hemisphere, the Far East, and they're trying to basically spread their empire.
Far Eastern.
Yes, the Far Eastern, yeah. The Russian Revolution in 1905. Here's another picture of the Russian Revolution. And the Japanese spread their influence here. If you look at this picture, it's interesting because, and this is the last slide. And what's interesting is, you look at here, the dates are all set. Treaty of Portsmouth, 1905. Right, Japan gains this territory, and in the northeast, this is the kind of like the northeast of Japan, where It's Hokkaido, and I think it's the Sakana Islands, in which Japan really continuously negotiated their territories with Russia. The Russo-Japanese boundaries by the Treaty of St. Petersburg in 1875 was set here. Later, the first Russo-Japanese division in 1855 was set here. 1905, Japan gets this part, and eventually you see the territorial lines shifting here constantly, right? And so Japan has always had problems dealing with Russia and issues dealing with Russia in the Far East. This is really nothing new, but the victory in the Russo-Japanese War, it pretty much set that Japan was in charge in Asia. Now, put this into context and think, how did the Sino-Japanese War and the Russo-Japanese War lead Japan down the road to World War II? That's one of the considerations. And can someone tell me the reasons why are these two wars significant?
Japan got confidence after.
Confidence, yes, very important. What else?
We had to World War II.
Yeah, but how did it lead to World War II?
Just-
Yeah, confidence.
Arrogance.
Arrogance, confidence, okay. What else?
They also tested their.
They tested their military might. Yes, and they showed that, yeah, we're pretty strong. What else?
They took further risks to had bad.
Yes, they took further risks. Right? They risked fighting against China. In fact, most people in the Sino-Japanese War predicted that China would win. And then when they fought the Japanese, most people in the world predicted that Russia would win. And so in both these wars, they took risks. And they won. Okay? That's it for class. Check your email for homework. Alright? See you guys.